I don't feel like it will necessarily call that man up the way that man needs to be called up.
Tastemakers.
Class. We do more than make a living, we make a life. When everything is dark, we are the light. We are the tastemakers. Aight. Let tomorrow tell the stories that we make tonight. We do more than make a living.
Last topic. Goss, I'm going to let you interview this. I don't think we got any content for it. So, Goss, just in general, if you can, just let us know what you were pondering when this popped up.
Yeah, so we heard this. We know the idea of the strong black woman, and some people disagree with it, some people agree with it. But then I started thinking about strong black men, and I started to wonder, do I feel the same way of why I disagree with the idea of the strong black woman? Do I disagree with a strong black man for the same reasons? And then I started thinking about which one is more unhealthy, which one is more toxic, which one is more what's the word I said? I used a specific word in the what word did I use?
Which one's more toxic? Problematic.
Oh. Yeah, problematic. So just wanted to get some thoughts and opinions about what you guys thought about both.
You want my?
I want everybody's thoughts and opinions.
I think Quote should go first.
Well, I agree. Because we value your opinion.
That's some bull. Y'all just lying to me. So, again, I guess going back to the joint, what's theoretically more problematic? The strong black woman trope or the strong black man trope? I don't know that I necessarily am dissecting the pros and the cons of each of these tropes, but I would believe off tip that the strong black woman trope would be more problematic.
Okay.
The trope, right? Because quote unquote, we want black men to be strong, right? We want black men to, and that strength can be used many different ways, right? Well, let me ask you, what is the strong black man trope? What is that trope, Ross?
Get turned down because of racism, turned down for jobs, but they keep trying.
Okay.
I would say taking care of maybe his kids and another woman's kids if she comes in a relationship with the kids.
Okay.
Handling, maybe you were the only male in the household, and you had to handle and grow up with all these women and still understand what it meant to be a man.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Okay, I got you. So I look at both of these tropes, and again, I'm gonna say trope right off before we get into any of this. Theoretically, we probably praise, at this point in culture, we probably praise, quote unquote, the strong black man more than we do the strong black woman in this point in culture in 2024. That's starting to become a thing. We all know that because 1 out of 4 black men, for the most part, were either in jail or under controlled substance. We can say that's systematic. We can say that's personal responsibility. We can say whatever. We all know what black women had to do to make sure to carry our community, yada, 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 boom, boom, and families and things of that nature, right? So the issue I have in these tropes, and the reason why I would say the woman trope is more problematic, is because, and this is my opinion, I believe men can be called up, right? But if a man looks over and sees a strong black woman who's got it all together, who will do, and this ain't even just a black woman thing, right? It's just going to be a woman thing in general to an extent. I don't feel like it will necessarily call that man up the way that man needs to be called up to get on his game and do what he needs to do to provide, run family, whatever he needs to do. I believe, unfortunately, and this really is not even a black thing necessarily as much as probably just a man and woman thing, when a man sees a woman who constantly, okay, and listen, you know, it's the Tastemakers Pod. I'm transparent as can be. My late wife, very independent, very strong-willed, type A personality. When we got married, I had to make a decision. Do I continue to boom, 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 boom with her? Or do I have to take a step back and be a little bit more type B? Can I be type? Anybody who knows me know I can be type A. You feel what I'm saying? Like I can be that cat. But I had to take a step back, or else we would have continued doing this, right? But when you take a step back as a man, it's a dangerous thing. It's a very dangerous thing because you can get dull. You cannot be as sharp as you need to be, and on top of the things you need to be on top of. So therefore, again, I would say for a man to be called up the way he needs to be called up, that would probably be the best for our community. The strong woman trope becomes more problematic, if that's so. Even though, without a doubt, we understand why the strong woman trope is there and was needed.
I'm not looking like that.
Right?
I'm listening. I'm just listening.
So yeah, that's my thoughts. I'll clean it up later if I need to clean up if it's not understood what I'm saying. But Key, go ahead and jump in there for me.
No, Regis was asking why I'm looking like that. I'm just processing what quote is saying versus my thought process in real time. I'm not looking no kind of way. First of all, I want to say that the strong black woman and the strong black man became tropes only because of, say it with me, people, colonization. Because when they started commodifying black bodies, when they started commodifying us and treating us like product versus people, that's when the strength became a weapon, right? And so what they did was they commodified us, split us, and then took the things that made us strong together and weaponized them against us toward one another. When they saw that removing the black man couldn't break the family, they weaponized the strength of the woman and made it a threat to the black man. And I'm sounding like a Garvier and Dr. Umar, and guess who care? Not me. So they took what was because who else calls up a strong black man except a strong black woman? Like who else calls him? Who else brings him? So my thought process, when I think strong black woman, I think a woman who can speak to the power in a strong black man and cause that strength to come up higher.
I would say, Keith, if you don't mind, focus on the trope. And maybe this is me. I think we're talking tropes. When we say problematic,
right,
we're talking tropes. We're not talking about people really being strong in a right way. We're talking about problematic. We're talking about the trope, right?
But the reason, but I'm just my thought is the reason it's a trope is because colonizers took the thing that was benefiting us and made it a weapon against one another. That's the reason it's a trope. Strength is only the strong black woman trope is born out of you can put anything on a black woman's back and she'll handle it. That's not true. That level of strength was designed for her family, not for your consumption, white people. That the black man's strength was designed. The strength of a black man was designed for the protection and the covering for his family. And then you ripped him out of the household and made it a weapon against everybody, including the black woman. The reason they're tropes is because of colonization. They were not tropes prior to the 2520s putting their hands in everything. And so
I heard 2520s all year. Go ahead.
Listen, it didn't become a trope until that point. If we were to actually look at this through the lenses of the way it was supposed to be, now the only reason it's a trope is because the way we claimed the N-word for us, they decided to claim, oh, that's a strong black woman right there. No, what you're trying to say is you can put everything on my back and it'll be okay because I have no one to protect me because you pulled the man out of my household. That's what you're saying. You're saying you can treat me like cattle under the trope. You say you can treat me like cattle when what this was originally designed for was to uphold, cover, lift up, strengthen, and empower my family, not y'all, my people, my family, my mama, my daddy, my husband, my cousins, my sisters, my children. This was designed for me to keep our community solid while y'all tried to pierce us from without. And then when you couldn't pierce us from without, you pierced us from within and then took the thing that was designed to benefit us and turned it into tropes that benefited y'all while simultaneously poisoning us from the inside. Now, the tropes as they stand both are equally problematic, because the strong black man, the strong black man he keeps going, he keeps trying to ascend, and you keep knocking him back down. The reason you're knocking him back down is because, well, he that dude. And we have proven time and time again that we have been given crumbs and turned crumbs into a meal. We have proven time and time again you can give us a sliver of meat and we'll make it a meal. We have proven that. But those tropes are designed to rob us of, like, exactly, Shakia. Those tropes are designed to rob us of our humanity in a way that they've been doing since slavery. And so I think they're problematic because of whose hands they're in. If you give it back to us, it won't be a problem no more. Give us back our stuff. It's for black people anyway.
Go us.
I said them already.
Did you?
Oh, he did. He did.
I mean, I remember him introducing, but did he really dive into his opinion of it?
Mm-hmm.
My bad.
While his computer growls, he did.
Brina.
I agree with what everybody said on this, and I hate that both sides have to be problematic, because, like, it's a negative for a black woman to be ambitious, but it's a positive for a black man to be ambitious. And why can't the two coexist? Like, there's no synergy whatsoever. So obviously it's like one has to, take a step back. I don't know. It's just, it's crazy. I can't add any more to what Kiara said. She said it all. But yeah, I just hate that both sides have to be a negative. And I wish that there could be a way that, both parties could function properly and be a strong unit. But we're going to continue to have this conversation, though.
We would if we stopped let me say this right, because this is going to be preserved and I'm going to manage my platform properly, unlike the people we talked about earlier today. If we took it out of the improper hands, if we took the thought, because look, when you think of the strong black woman, her ambition, her drive, that was designed to benefit her family and her household. That was designed to make the man. Do you like, if a black woman and if the black ambitious woman is in the house with a black ambitious man and they're raising children, do you know how much higher he goes because she runs the house like a Fortune 500? So he doesn't have to focus on that. And his heart, as the Bible says, safely trusts in her. So he can go and do, because he does not have to worry about what's happening in his house. She got that. And she's not trying to be, they're equal. So she's not trying to jock for position. She's not trying to overstep him or overrun him. And she enables him to be productive on a level that he wouldn't be if he had to do the things that she does in the home. Everybody knows their space. The problem becomes when you can't break the black family, then you take the things that make us great and you make it seem like it's trash. And then you position us against one another so that, oh no, she's too strong. You need a woman who's docile. You need a woman who's calmer. You need a woman who's softer. You need a woman who's more demure. I'm calm and soft and demure for him, but you'll get the business because you ain't in my house. You're such an angry black man. No, I'm not angry. You're not gonna play in my face or play with my family. That's like, and that's for me, again, it goes back to my favorite word. Colonization. That's why we're here. That's why this is the way this is. If we would just move the mayonnaise missionaries out the way and let us live our lives in peace, we wouldn't have none of these problems.
Goss, get back in there for me. I don't know. I don't remember your point being potent.
Gotcha. So what I was saying earlier was just that I think that it's more problematic for the woman to be considered the strong black woman because she's not designed for that, and the man is more so designed to carry the load, quote unquote. And typically the strong black woman has to do that because out of necessity and for survival. And I feel like men sometimes, most times, men are wired to do that. So it's more natural for us to do. And we may not complain about it. We may complain about it, but you typically don't see men complaining about doing that kind of stuff. So that's why I give it to the men.
So, Brina, did you go?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone went.
I'm sorry. So, but I feel like me and Goss were able to say what we like. Did you guys say which one was more problematic? I think you tried to do an even thing, which is what did y'all say? What was more problematic?
I said it's problematic in the hands of white people. That's what I said.
Which one is problematic in the hands of white people? You're going to say both now. I'm trying to get you to choose.
I think in the hands of white, because you're trying to get me to say. I think you're trying to get me to choose to say which one it is. I mean, since you are so verklempt when I say both, let me choose the one that will let me choose so that you'll be happy, fearless leader. I think the strong black man trope is more problematic in the hands of the colonizers because it champions the consistent and adamant knocking down of our men as a means of building character. It allows for the consistent disrespect and dishonor of our men. Ambitious women have never been an issue. The strong black man trope allows for black men to be consistently belittled, consistently emasculated, consistently knocked down, consistently disrespected and treated horribly. And they're supposed to just take dishonor and disrespect. And that becomes problematic because then that level of dishonor and disrespect that's not appropriately addressed or made amends for, when that man comes home, the slightest thing that woman does that feels dishonorable, disrespectful, all the anger that should be aimed outside is aimed within. So the strong black male trope is the more problematic of the two.
That's a good point, Key. Bree.
I'm going to say strong black woman only because that label does not mean anything positive. Like it's meant to be, in some cases it's meant to be derogatory. So I'm gonna go with that one.
Okay. And okay, I hear what you're saying. Okay, yeah. No, I won't trying to be Charlemagne out here. I won't trying to smoke. I just wanted the question to be answered and to be why we thought, one was going to be, one was problematic or not, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, both are obviously problematic. I think, like I said, I think the points that Key made on that were pretty daggone excellent. In a way a perspective that I would not have necessarily had concerning. So that's dope. That's that though. Y'all, we got like 20 minutes before we even hit 12.
Wow, not us being done on time.
No, we're not. We're early. We're not on time. On time would be 12.
We are early. Look at us being grown and efficient.
Tastemakers. Class. We do more than make a living, we make a life. When everything is dark, we are the light. We are the tastemakers. Aight. Let tomorrow tell the stories that we make tonight. We do more than make a living, we make